Welcome back, movie fans! So I didn't expect to be doing another movie review this weekend, but it turns out we were able to go see an early screening for The Monkey a couple days ago, this brand new horror movie that just came out. And it was such a unique movie, we gotta talk about it. So let's dive right in. So, if you don't know or if you haven't heard about The Monkey is a new horror movie based by an old Stephen King book, I believe. And the premise of the movie is basically there is a haunted symbol monkey toy that brings death everywhere it goes. That's the simplest way to put it. We are going to keep this one spoiler free, but at the same time, there's not really a whole lot to spoil in this movie. People die. That's kind of the only spoiler, you know? Like, oh no, a horror movie with characters dying? What? So this movie follows two brothers.
Two brothers in a van.
So this whole movie, you're following the story of two brothers and how they are dealing with basically this generational curse that they've been passed down from their dad, basically. Because their dad was the original owner, not the original, but he was the last one to have this symbol monkey in his possession. And so it just naturally got passed down because it was in the attic upstairs kind of thing. So I will say, this movie is not what I expected it to be. I went into this movie expecting to be honestly really scared and kind of terrified, and this movie was not that at all. This movie was almost a comedy, in my opinion. So if you've ever seen, I can't think of the name of it, but there's this old horror movie it reminds me of, where there's these two like farmer guys in the woods, and they're just trying to help these teens because they keep hearing all these screams, but like unintentionally they keep murdering people, and it's just a funny riot. And that's kind of what this film felt like, because I thought all the deaths were gruesome, don't get me wrong. The deaths were brutal, they weren't holding back. They were awesome. But this was the first horror movie I've ever been to where my theater was laughing the entire movie. So people would die in their gruesome way, and my theater be cracking up about how that person died and the way they died. So this is a horror movie, but it dives into that different kind of genre of, is this a horror movie? Wait a minute, hold on. So I wouldn't say, don't go into this one expecting it to be super spooky or scary. It is, it has its tension and its thriller bits, but it's almost kind of just a thriller comedy. So this movie does have a very small cast list in it, but each of the members kind of stand out in their own way. I do wish Adam Scott got a little more screen time, but all the actors did a great job. I loved our main character. I want more movies with that actor now because I loved following him in his story, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plug this one into the Saucy opinion meter here. You might be able to guess it by the way I'm talking, but this one's spicy for sure. This is a spicy movie here. The amount of metaphors it has, the foreshadowing, it goes so deep in the message of what's happening without really telling you what's happening. So if you're picking up all those clues around here, it's a really fun movie to watch. I just think the only thing that's keeping me from putting it at an extreme and that's keeping it at spicy here is I didn't think it was scary at all. I was kind of hoping to come home and now be terrified of the monkey, where you're in your living room at night and you're looking in the corner like, whoa, hey, is that the monkey? Like, whoa. And I don't know, I just walked out of this movie without getting that feeling. And I think that's because it was almost too comedic. I loved that it was comedic, don't get me wrong, but I think that almost canceled out me being scared. So that's what kind of takes it down to that spicy level instead of being an extreme. Now, I will say one of my favorite characters in the whole movie was the priest who ordained all the funerals. Oh my goodness. That's really when the movie starts turning into a comedy. At least that's what it was for my theater. It was all very serious up until that guy started his funeral speech, and it just went off the rails and my whole theater was losing it. I was losing it. It was really funny. So I think he was randomly a highlight of the movie for me, even though maybe he had 2 minutes of screen time or something like that. Loved that character. I will say though, I have never read the Stephen King book it's based off of, so did the movie follow the book? That's not something I can tell you, unfortunately. I will say too, I did think the ending was a little mellow, in my opinion. It felt like a little mellow ending for such a crazy movie is a good way to put it. Because the whole ride through is just bonkers, and it felt a little mellow at the end. So I think that's going to do it here on this saucy opinion for The Monkey. Did you see the movie? What did you think? I don't know about you, but I'm kind of vibing with all these new indie horror movies that are coming out. Not that this is indie per se, but you normally wouldn't go see this kind of movie in a theater, if you get my drift. I really feel like this last year we've been elevating with the indie horror movies. I know there's a couple I didn't review. I almost still want to review them because I think they're such good movies. So maybe I will, honestly. I might. But Late Night with the Devil is one of my favorites. That was one where that one just wasn't shown in my local theater, so I wasn't able to see that one on release, which really bugged me. So I had to wait like months to do that one. We got The Substance, another one, which again, it was a big blockbuster picture, but I like putting it in that indie horror movie category because it's not trying to be some crazy big thing. It's a very niche genre. Oh, we had I Saw the TV Glows, which a lot of people didn't like, but I loved that movie. Oh my goodness, how could I forget? Nosferatu. Like, that's a big production, but I feel like that's a niche. I want to say indie for some reason. That's a niche genre of horror for theater people. Like, not everyone is going to go see Nosferatu. Only like your kind of horror fans are going to go see Nosferatu. Well, I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode of My Saucy Opinion. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.